If you've got data for many years, one of the most useful ways to express that information is with a single annualized figure. So you can say this is kind of the annual return and it reflects what's going on over the period. The way we can do that is finding the average, and there's two primary ways of finding the average: arithmetic and then geometric or compound. The arithmetic average annual return, also arithmetic mean return. So anytime you see the word arithmetic, that includes you into this. This is what a lot of folks would just think of as the old-fashioned average. Just add up the returns in all the different years and then simply divide by the number of years. One thing that's important to recognize in this is that we can think about it as a weighted average where all of the elements are equally weighted, and the weight is 1 over however many elements there are. So for example, suppose we had 3 returns, R1, R2, and R3. We could simply add them all up and divide by 3 to get the average. Or it's the same as 1/3 times R1 plus 1/3 times R2 plus 1/3 times R3. Multiply each of them by a third, add it up, and that is equal to, this expression up here. And so one way to think about the arithmetic average return is that it's an equal weight on all of them, and the weight is 1 over the number of returns that we have over our time period. So let's take a look at an example. We have looked at the past 4 years. We had returns of -10, 10, 20, and 16%. So the arithmetic mean, you could just add them all up and divide by 4, or you could, well, in this case, you add all 4 and divide by 4. Here's the general expression. Here's the specific case where we have 4 returns. So you add them all up, and you can see the 10 and the -10 would cancel out. 0.2 plus 0.16 gets you to 0.36 divided by 4. The average is 9%. Alternatively, you could multiply each term by 1/4 and then add up those products. So, -10% times 1/4 plus 10% times 1/4 plus 20% times 1/4 plus 16% times 1/4 is equal to 9%. So these are algebraically equivalent, but again, it's important to be comfortable thinking about this as there's 4 returns, and when we just take the straight up average, they're all weighted by 1/4. When we talk about an average or a mean, that refers to the arithmetic average. So even if the word arithmetic is left off, if there's no information to tell you it's a different type of mean, assume it's the arithmetic average. It's the average from adding up all the observations and dividing by the number of observations that are there.